Today we'll discuss the photoelectric effect. What is the concept of the photoelectric effect? The term photo is for the light and the term electric is for the charges. So basically what happened in a photoelectric effect, when the light falls on the certain metal, like as you can see there's a source of a light which falls on the certain metal. This metal, what is the structure of the metal? Metal contain a lattice of a positive ion and the delocalized electrons. So there is a lattice regular arrangement of the positive ions in the metal, and there are delocalized electrons. Electrons are there within the structure which are free to move. So the example, this red shade is representing the electrons which are free to move. So what happen when the light falls on the metal? These electrons, because delocalized free electrons are there, so these electrons absorb sufficient amount of light, and when they absorb sufficient amount of light, these electrons will go, or charges will go out. So because of light, the charges start to move. That's why we call this as photoelectric effect. And how we observe that this is happening, or how we can identify that this is happening? So if we have two electrodes, one is connected with a negative terminal, another one is connected with a positive terminal. So when these electrodes, one connected with a positive terminal, another one connected with a negative terminal, and there's a gap, there's a space between the two electrodes, the metal electrodes, there's a space between them, and we connect a meter. So one is the negative, another one is positive, and there's a meter. That meter in the beginning will show 0. It can be a galvanometer or it can be an ammeter. So that ammeter shows 0 ampere. What does it mean? It means in the beginning there is no current. But how we are sure that this process occur? So when we use a light with a certain energy, so when the light falls on it, falls on the metal, it will remove the electrons which are there in the structure. They will come out, and when these electrons will come out, they start to move towards the positive electrode. As a result, when these electrons will move towards the positive electrode, there will be a current, and that current will produce a deflection, or in the galvanometer, or it will show some reading. Like originally in the beginning it was 0 ampere, but when the light is incident on the metal, but not all of the light, there is a specific intensity or the frequency, mainly the frequency of a light, which can cause this effect. Not all of the light or kind of light cannot cause. It depends on the type of the metal which we are using, and it also depends on type of the light, the frequency of the light. So when this light falls on the metal, these electrons will start to move, and when these electrons will start to move, like maybe this will show 2 milliampere. So that we'll read the scale, the galvanometer needle deflected, or if there was an ammeter, it will record some current. So we can identify that actually why there is a current, because the electrons emitted out when the light falls on the metal, and when these electrons are moving, it will produce a current, which is also known as photo current. Is it clear the concept, the beginning of the photoelectric effect? There are many things related to this, but first thing you should understand that what is a photoelectric effect? Photoelectric effect means when light falls on the metal and the electrons come out from the metal, we call this effect as a photoelectric effect. So we can also write an equation here. What equation we can write? So if we have a metal, Say this is a metal which is having a lattice of the positive ions. So there is a lattice of a positive ion and the delocalized electrons are there. So positive and the delocalized electrons, electrons which are free to move. Then a light falls. So example, if we say energy of the incident light, energy of the light which falls on the metal, that energy is denoted by letter E. That is the energy of a light which is incident on the metal. First, what happened? These electrons, like example, electron which are there at the surface, they absorb that energy and they will come out. But it's not like all of the energy, like all any kind of energy can remove the electron. There is a specific amount of energy. There is a fixed amount of energy which can cause this photoelectric effect. Like electron needs certain amount of energy. So minimum energy which electron require, the minimum energy needed to remove electron, that is known as work function. So that is the minimum possible energy which these electrons require to come out. And how we denote? This is Greek, represented by a Greek alphabet phi. So if I say the energy of the light is 20 joules and the minimum possible energy, the work function of this, every metal is having its own work function, depends on the strength, like the attraction between the electron and the positive ion. If there is a strong attraction, then it will be easy to remove, difficult to remove electron, it will have a higher work function. When it is a weaker attraction towards the electron, then it will have a lower work function, it will be easy to remove electron. So if I say energy of the light is 20 joule, but for this metal the work function is 30 joules, will this electron come out? Like work function means minimum possible energy for electron to come out. Like it needs this much energy to come out. So light is supplying 20 joule, but this electron required 30 joule to come out. So will there be a photoelectric effect? No. So whenever energy of the incident light is less than the work function, there will be no photoelectric effect. What if the energy of the incident light is equals to the work function? For example, the energy of the light which is incident here on the metal, that is 30 joule, and the work function is also 30 joule. So what will happen? Electron will absorb and an electron will come out. So yes, there will be a photoelectric effect. But what if energy is more than the work function? So yes, there will be a photoelectric effect, but what happened to the extra energy? Like example, the energy of the incident light is example 40 joules. So when this light falls on the metal, the electron will absorb 30 joule. This electron will use to come out. And what happened to remaining 10 joule? The remaining 10 joule, this electron will use as a kinetic energy, because electron needs some energy to move as well. So if electron needs some energy to move, from where it will get energy? It will get energy from the incident light. So if the energy of the incident light is more than the work function, then electron first will come out, like 30 joules it is using to come out, and then remaining out of 40, 30 joule is used to come out and remaining 10 joule is used to move. So when we write the equation here, when we relate this, we can say energy of the energy of the light which is incident is equals to work function plus kinetic energy of electron. So energy of the light which is incident is equals to the kinetic, the work function minimum possible energy needed to remove electron plus the kinetic energy of this electron. Is it clear? The concept that of a photoelectric effect, as well as what will happen to the energy if it is more than the work function? Anyone having a question or a doubt related to this part? So this energy of a light is equals to work function plus kinetic energy. This is known as Einstein photoelectric equation. So energy of the light, the incident light, that energy is given by E. The work function is denoted by phi, and the kinetic energy is Ke or half mv square. What we call this equation, we call that as Einstein photoelectric equation. So if I say we have three separate sample of the metal, identical metal is there, but three different samples of the metal, and we incident the light. So we incident the light, and example the work function, the minimum possible energy. The every metal is having its own work function, but if the metals are like sample is identical, it will have the same work function. So work function is example 40 joules. Work function, because it's the same material, so 40. If different materials are there, they will have different work function, 40 joules. Now the energy of the incident is 20 joules, energy of the incident is 40 joule, and energy of the or 50 joule, and energy of the incident is example 70 joules. So the first example, will there be a photoelectric effect? The electron will come out. Is there a photoelectric effect when the light which is having energy of 20 joule falls on the metal with a work function of 40 joules? So because the energy of this light is less than the work function, like not the minimum energy needed to remove electron, so there will be no photoelectric effect. The second figure, the central one, will there be a photoelectric effect? So because the energy of the light is more than the work function, so yes, there will be a photoelectric effect. And the third one as well, there will be a photoelectric effect as well. And when we compare the kinetic energy, like movement of the electron when it will come out, so if the work function is 40 joule, energy of the incidence is 50. So how much is the kinetic energy of this electron when it is moving? So it will be 10 joules, because out of 50, it used 40 for coming out and remaining 10 as the kinetic. And same thing, out of 70, it used 40 to come out at the surface, and remaining 30 will be there as a kinetic. So 30 joules of kinetic will be there. So what happen if we increase the energy of the incident light? Will increase the kinetic energy of the electrons as well. So when we sketch a graph for the kinetic energy and the energy of the incident light, On x-axis example we have energy of the incident light, and on y-axis we have the kinetic energy of the electrons. Say this is 0, sorry 10, 0 is there at the origin. This was 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Same example I'm taking 50, 60 and 70. And the kinetic energy example, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So if you check the previous example, so when the energy is 10 joule, there will be no photoelectric effect. 20 joule, no photoelectric. So no kinetic energy, no electron will come out until 40. So when energy of the incident, when energy of the incident is 10, the kinetic energy is 0 because no electron is able to come out. When energy is 20, there is no photoelectric effect. When energy is 30, there's no. When it is 40, then the electrons start to come out. When it is 50, because this the work function is 40 joule, minimum possible energy to remove the electron. So if the energy of the incidence is 50, what will happen? So if the energy of the incident is 50, the work function is equals to 40 joule. So work function is 40, 40 joules is used to come out, and remaining out of 50, remaining 10 joule is used as a kinetic. So kinetic energy will be 10. Then if the energy of the incident, because the formula energy of the incident is work function plus kinetic energy of the electron. So if energy of the incident is 60 joule, the work function does not change. So that is 40. So what will be the kinetic energy? The kinetic energy will be 20. When energy of the incident is 70, the work function remain 40 and the kinetic energy is 70 minus 40, that is 30. So when we join these points, what we will have? We will have a straight line, but it will not start from origin. It will start at a certain value of energy, and the point where it is starting, that is known as the minimum energy needed to remove electron, or we can also say that is equals to work function. Because after this energy, the electron will have kinetic, but before this, electron does not have any kinetic. Is it clear how we can relate the kinetic energy of the electron with the energy of the incident light? So practically it is difficult to find the kinetic energy of the electron. So what we can do, we can stop the electron so that, like example, we have two electrodes. We connect a galvanometer, or ammeter can also be connected here. When the light with a certain frequency falls on the metal, or certain energy falls on the metal, if the energy of the light is equal to or more than the work function, then electron will come out and they will move towards the other side. So as these electrons will come out and move towards the other side, means there will be a current. So light falls on the metal, electron from the metal will come out and start to move, and there will be a current, like example, say 2 milliampere. And we can relate a formula that energy of the light, energy of the incident light, will be equal to energy needed to remove electron, which is phi or work function, plus the kinetic energy. Like as the electrons are moving, so they will have kinetic energy. So what we can do, how to work out the kinetic energy of these electrons. So we connect a supply here and we connect a battery with a negative terminal connected towards the side where the electrons are moving, and the positive terminal is connected to a side where electrons are being removed. Now what will happen when we supply this, when we connect a battery, a negative terminal is the side where electrons are moving and positive terminal is the one from which the electrons are coming out. Now what happened, because the like charges repel each other, so this negative and negative electrons are negative, so they will repel. As a result, these electrons are not able to move. These electrons are completely stop on the surface, because when these electrons are moving, as they're coming out, these electrons, there will be repulsion from the right negative electrode, and there's attraction toward the positive. And what it caused this electron to stop. So when the electron will stop, when electrons are completely stopped, what will be the current here? The current will be 0 ampere. Why? Because there is no movement of the charges, that's why there is no current. So when the current is completely, like there is no current or no photocurrent is there, or photoelectric current. So when the photoelectric current is 0, what we can say? We can say the kinetic energy is equals to electrical energy. So if electron is having a 20 joules of kinetic, the same electrical energy which try to do a work done, so that this electron will not move, kinetic energy, due to its kinetic energy or having energy, it is moving towards the right. But electrical energy which we produce due to the charges, so work done on unit charge, that will have electrical energy which try to stop. Once the kinetic and electrical energies are equal, that time the electrons are not able to move from one plate to another. And the moment when these electrons are completely stopped, it means we can say kinetic energy is equals to electrical, and the voltage which we apply here to stop the electron, that is called stopping voltage. Stopping voltage means the voltage which does not allow these electrons to move from one electrode to another. So due to this stopping voltage, these electrons are completely stopped. And when electrons are completely stopped, we can say kinetic energy is electrical energy. So kinetic energy is half mv square, and what is electrical energy? It is voltage into charge. So we can say kinetic is equals to electrical, or kinetic is equals to voltage multiplied by charge. So this equation, in this equation, the photoelectric equation, the energy is E, the work function is phi, and now the kinetic energy is replaced by electrical energy, which is voltage into charge. So the equation will now become energy of the incident light is equals to work function plus voltage which we apply to stop the electron and multiplied by charge of electron. Because it is easy to measure voltage, and charge of electron is fixed, which is 1.6 exponent minus 19 of a coulomb. So that does not make, like that is make it easy to calculate the kinetic energy compared to, otherwise what we have to do, if we want to calculate the kinetic energy of electron, then kinetic energy is given by a formula half mv square, where m is a mass which is fixed 9.11 exponent minus 31 for electron. But speed is difficult because we are not able to see these electrons, how we can measure their speed? That will be a difficult thing. So instead of measuring the speed directly, we convert the kinetic energy to electrical energy by stopping the electrons, not allowing them to move. And that voltage, which is not allowing the electrons to move, is known as stopping voltage. So when there is a stopping voltage, there is no current. And when the current is zero, electron does not move from one electrode to another. And we can say that time, that moment, electrical energy is equals to kinetic energy. Is it clear this relation, how we can work out that electrical and kinetic energies are equal, and in place of kinetic energy we can substitute voltage into charge? So what is the photoelectric effect? When light with a certain energy falls on the metal, electron move, we call that as a photoelectric effect. So you can see here the light is incident. So light is incident. This causes electrons to come out. Electron will start to move. So if I say the energy of the incident is equals to 30 joule and the work function is 40 joules, will there be a photoelectric effect? The work function, minimum possible energy to remove electron, is 40 joule. Is there a photoelectric effect? Yeah, that's right, Abdullah. There won't be a photoelectric effect because the energy of the light is less than what energy is needed to remove electron. But if we supply more energy, for example, we supply 70 joules. So out of 70, 40 joule is electron will take to come out, and remaining it will use as a kinetic energy. So it will have 30 joules of kinetic energy. So the formula energy is equals to the work function plus kinetic energy. But the problem, it's difficult to find the kinetic energy of the electron because they are very small and they're moving very fast. So we are not able to see them. So what we do, we connect the electrode, electrode where the electrons are moving, we connect that electrode with a negative terminal and the opposite one with a positive terminal, and we change the voltage. So when we change the voltage, we change the electrical energy. So once the electrical energy balances with the kinetic energy, the electron will completely stop. So we can say kinetic energy is equals to electrical energy, and the voltage at which the kinetic energy is equals to electrical energy, or there is no deflection on the galvanometer or no current in the ammeter, that voltage which we apply, that is called a stopping voltage. Like if I say I apply 30 volts, so 30 volt is not allowing these electrons to move from one plate to another, so 30 volt is a stopping voltage. And after knowing the stopping voltage, the electrical energy is voltage multiplied by charge. So we can say kinetic energy is the voltage needed to stop the electron multiplied by charge of one electron. So we substituted in the first equation. So we'll get energy of the energy of the light is equals to minimum possible energy to remove electron multiplied by voltage into charge. So E is equals to phi plus VQ. So that's the same thing, stopping voltage, what I have discussed. Now, how to get the energy of the particles or energy of the incident light? So we have the formula E is equals to HF. To calculate the energy of the wave, we have the formula E is equals to HF, or E is equals to Hc over lambda. So we use this formula to calculate the energy of the wave, where E is a energy, H is a Planck constant, and F is the frequency of the wave. And here E is the energy, H is a Planck constant, C is the speed of the wave, which is, in case of light, it is 3 exponent 8, and divided by lambda or wavelength. So we can use any of these formulas to get the energy of the wave. So after getting the energy of the wave, E is equals to HF, we'll get the energy of the wave. So Einstein equation, E is equals to phi plus kinetic energy, or phi plus voltage into charge, and energy of the light is given by HF. So we can also say HF is equals to phi plus VQ. This is also the same equation, just we, instead of energy, we can also write HF. Now you can see from this equation, if we increase the frequency, of the radiation, it means the energy will also increase. If the energy will increase, because the work function is constant. So if I say energy is increasing, work function is 30 joules. So what is the effect of increasing a frequency on kinetic energy? The kinetic energy will also increase because HF is equals to phi plus VE, where phi or the work function is constant. So if we increase the frequency, we increase the energy of the wave. And when we increase the energy of the wave, the speed at which these electrons are coming out, that speed will also increase. So when we sketch a graph for the frequency or energy and kinetic energy for the electrons, it will always be identical graph, even as we discussed earlier that here we can have a frequency or we can also have energy of the light, energy of the incident light, and kinetic energy. So when we increase the energy or we increase the frequency, not all of the frequency or not all of the energy, the photoelectric effect can take place. After certain energy, there will be a photoelectric effect, and further increase in frequency will increase the energy, so the kinetic energy of the particle will increase. So identical graph is there for energy and kinetic energy of the electron, and energy, the frequency of the incident light, and kinetic energy of the electron. And the minimum frequency which we need to remove the electron, that minimum frequency is known as threshold frequency. So threshold frequency is the minimum possible frequency to remove the electron out from the metal. It is the same thing, like there is a certain energy to remove the electron, we call that as a work function. But if there is a certain frequency which can remove the electron, we call that as threshold frequency. So in terms of energy, we can explain in terms of energy, we can explain in terms of frequency. So if I say the work function is 30 joule and energy of the incident light is 70. So there will be a photoelectric effect, electron will come out and then it will start to move. It will have kinetic energy, how much? 30 is used as the work function, so remaining 40 joule as a kinetic. And same way, it can be in terms of frequency. So there will be a minimum frequency at which electrons can come out. Like example, if I say that minimum frequency is 2 hertz and we incident the light which is having a frequency of 7 hertz. So means this frequency of a light which we incident is more than the frequency needed to remove electron. So this frequency, what we call the minimum frequency which can remove the electron out from the metal, is known as threshold frequency. So threshold frequency is a minimum possible frequency which can remove the electron out, and work function is the minimum possible energy needed to remove the electron out. So graph between the frequency and the kinetic energy of these electrons, or the graph between the energy of the incident and the kinetic energy, will be same. But if it is a graph for energy and kinetic, that will give us the work function. If the graph is between the frequency and the kinetic, that intersection or intercept on x-axis give us threshold frequency. So when we compare the two graphs, one is for energy and kinetic energy of the particles, so one is the kinetic energy of electrons and this is energy of the incident light, and the other one is the kinetic energy of electrons and frequency of the incident. So it will be a straight line, but it will not start from origin because there's a minimum frequency and minimum energy needed for this process to occur. So minimum energy needed to remove the electron out, that energy is called work function, denoted by phi. And the minimum frequency needed to remove the electron out, so that frequency is known as threshold frequency, which is denoted by F naught. So one is minimum possible energy, another one is minimum possible frequency. So the photoelectric effect is basically when the light falls on the metal, the electrons are coming out from the metal. This effect is known as photoelectric effect. Is it clear till this point?